I met Pac at Madison Square Garden at the Budweiser Superfest. Big Daddy Kane, he had a show, and Pac was like, "Yo, I want to work with you." He said, I like all of the stuff that you did with Biggie. He said, the party and bullshit. He said, you may not think, but I know all about that. He said, I rode from here to wherever," he was saying, in the car. He was on a road trip. He said, "Man, I played that." And I was surprised. I was mainly surprised because here's a dude from the West Coast. Over there, especially at that time, they all had a certain preference for a particular field. Back then, they was calling it G-Funk. A lot of that's based upon a lot of the old funk music, from anything from Parliament Funkadelic, Bootsy, you know what I mean, Barkays, Zap, groups like that. So when he bigged me up on that, I was like, okay, cool. He said, listen, I'm filming a movie in New York. He said, why don't you come by the set? And I'm real busy and everything, but when I have a break, come and play me something. So that's what I did. And when I went and I played him stuff, he picked one joint in the first visit that I did to the movie set, and that one was Temptations. It became Temptations. And then came Straight Ballin'. He did a whole bunch of big batch of records with me, and he threw them, dispersed them on the different albums, like Temptations and If I Die Tonight, that went on Me Against the World. Straight Ballin', he threw that on the Thug Life album. My Block, he threw that on the Show soundtrack. The Running song with Biggie, Running from the Police, he threw that on the 1 Million Strong project. Remember when they had the Million Man March? So he threw that on that. But he was a really smart dude. And then after he put those records out, I looked and I said, okay, I see the reason for this, because some of the records was competing with each other on the charts. You have these different records out all at the same time from different projects, but they're all you. You end up competing with yourself on the chart. It's pretty smart.
What stood out to you about Pac as an artist?
What stood out to me about Pac as an artist was he just had this. First of all, his mother, Afeni Shakur, came from the history of the Black Panthers, so we have to remember that he had seen an immeasurable amount of different things that we would never ever have the chance to see, like that during the whole black struggle, civil rights, and he lived that. He still had that inside of him. Revolutionary, if you want to call him that. And when he rapped, it wasn't just about gold chains and girls and parties. A lot of times in those songs, he rapped from that perspective. I'm told that Afeni Shakur had him while he was in jail, so I don't know if that's where that spirit comes from. And also, too, Pac was a force to be reckoned with. He was real influential. If we're not careful, he had the power to unite a bunch of people together, and just before he passed away, that's what it seemed like was about to happen.
Some people would say that's why he was killed.
Well, I don't know about that, but I just know that he had, certain people are just leaders. You can look at them and you can tell, and he had that power to round people up together, get them inspired enough to follow him. And so sad that he had to leave, though.